obviously this bench was held by an African-American female before you got it, and now we have 2 white males running for it. So I think that one of the questions that people are going to want to know is, yeah, efficiency, great. We were talking about, you know, the docket numbers and everything earlier, but how does that equate to justice for me, especially if I'm a minority in this court? How am I going to ensure that I'm getting a fair shake, that I'm going to have a fair trial, that I'm going to have a fair process in this?
Well,
yeah, I'll give both of y'all the chance to answer it.
From the beginning, my thoughts on efficiency is, hey, that's great and all, but it all has to take a backseat to justice. Again, you know, it is the prosecutor who seeks justice, the defense attorneys who ensure it for the individual, but the judge has to deliver justice, and it has to be one case at a time. And we have to have that mindset and the ideology that each person is going to be different. They can't be treated as a mechanical cog to be put into this lane or that. They all have to be taken in. And so you have to have a great deal of compassion and empathy. And the way I've developed empathy is by having a diverse experience. And I think that is key, because the people that we have in front of us are a very diverse mix. This is the most diverse city in the nation. You have people from every socioeconomic level that walks into the courtroom. You have people from every race, every country that walks in there. And you know, having a more diverse background or experiences with many diverse people, whether it be working in blue-collar jobs with them, or having stood beside them when they're accused, or they have a family member that's in trouble, that's an important thing. And as a judge, while you're sitting there, you have to have that with every person, and know and listen to what their story is, because that's the only way you're going to find what is different about their case and how justice should be applied differently towards that person. Each judge has to be pragmatic, and that's even more important at a trial level. There's an old joke, I forget who told me this, but it's 3 judges go duck hunting. You have the Supreme Court justice, the appellate justice, and the trial judge. And they go out in the woods, and their permit just allows them to hunt ducks. First flock of birds flies over, the Supreme Court justice raises up his shotgun, but then he lowers it and he looks at the other 2 and he says, I'm not sure that meets the definition of a duck as intended by our founders. So a second flock of birds flies over. The appellate justice raises the shotgun, but then she lowers it and says, I'm going to have to consult with 2 other appellate justices before I determine if that's a duck. Third flock of birds flies over, and they hear blam. The 2 justices look back, and the trial judge standing there with his smoking shotgun, and he says to them, sure as hell hope that was a duck. That's the pragmatism that a trial judge has to have. They have to be able to make those decisions. They have to be able to apply justice individually.